Unboxing the AirPod Pro 2nd generation, we have our manual, we have our ear tips. Extra small is the new size with the AirPod Pro 2nd generation. We have our USB-C to lightning cable. We have the charging case, which has the lanyard spot on the side. It supports MagSafe charging. It also has the pretty much speaker output that you can use the Find My feature on the iPhone, just like an AirTag, and it'll ring. This will also light up. And this is the inside, and we have the AirPod Pro 2nd generation right here. Medium-sized ear tips are the ones that are installed. They look essentially identical to the 1st generation, which I actually have the case of the 1st generation right here, and you guys could see the differences. So this one also supports wireless charging, except it's not MagSafe compatible. Well, it'll work on the MagSafe charger, but it doesn't have the MagSafe built in. And in fact, let me demonstrate that. Again, with this, even this third party, it connects it won't even fall. But and I can't move it, so if I move it, it's actually going to move the whole thing. Whereas with the other AirPods, it supports wireless charging, except I can actually move it. So that's what I mean by that. And real quick, comparing these to each other. So these are the 1st generation AirPod Pros, which I really like considering they're earbuds. And these, I actually bought these aftermarket by, I believe, Foam Masters. I'll put links in the description below. And with these, they stay in my ears much better. I really prefer these over the silicone tips. Granted, these are fine as well, but these are just better. But we can see that they're very similar to each other. Some stuff has been placed in different spots, but essentially very, very similar. The thing that they added on the new ones is this one, if you scroll up, volume goes up, and scroll down, volume goes down. Whereas on this one, it does not support that feature, even though it looks like it does. This one is just kind of, you just tap it once to play pause, you double tap to go to the next song, or triple tap to go to the previous song, or if you hold it, it'll switch between the modes like transparency mode, active noise cancellation, and other things. Now, this one internally, shape-wise, it's essentially the same thing, but internally, they've essentially improved transparency mode, active noise cancellation, and they've improved the sound quite a bit and added the volume control. So those are really the main things that they added, and it also has the new H2 chip. So I'm gonna play with these and I'll get back to you guys. So I spent a day with the new AirPod Pros, and they are very comfortable, leaving them in my ears for several hours. I did have to push them in every now and then so they wouldn't fall out. I still prefer the foam tips though over the silicone ones, so I will be replacing these tips. Now, the biggest difference that I noticed right away was the sound quality. The sound quality definitely sounds better. So the highs, mids, and lows, especially the lows, I should say, the bass does sound better, makes the song sound better. So it's an improvement. Is it a huge improvement? No. Do these sound as good as quality headphones? No. But they do sound pretty good considering that they're earbuds. Now, another thing that they've improved on was the active noise cancellation. More comparable to my Sony XM4s. Almost as good as those. I'm not going to say as good, but pretty close to as good as those. Transparency mode also works well. So the reason why I should say that is because I kept them in my ears for several hours, and during that time, not only did I listen to music, I also talked to people. I also talked to, in person, I should say. And I also talk to people on the phone, and the microphone sounds good as well. So, and the way I know it sounds good is I ask people if they noticed, after I talked to them for a few minutes, I asked them if they noticed if I was on earbuds or if I was talking on the phone, and they said they couldn't tell the difference. So there's a definite win there. Granted, the same can be said for the 1st generation because people couldn't really tell that I was on the earbuds, which is always a good sign. Now, one thing I really like about these is for the case, they added the Find My feature, which is a huge improvement because that's one thing with this that sometimes when I misplace this, it does take some time to find it, and I'm like, I forgot I put it there because that's not where I normally put it. So I really got to train myself to put it where I normally put it. But with these, I could be a little more carefree because I can use the Find My feature on my iPhone to locate these, and they sound fairly loud. They sound just like the AirTag, so I'll play the sound. Now if I take this and move it away, it does say more light required, and as I bring it closer and take it away, so once it gets more light, you can actually see an arrow and it's pointing directly at it, which is pretty awesome. When the AirPods connect to the iPhone, you can go to settings and customize it from the name if you want to change that. You can change between noise control, so they're in my ears, so it will detect it, and I can actually toggle between these. And this is one thing that I do like to customize. So by default, they're both set to noise control. So what that means is if I hold, I'll take one of them out. So essentially if I hold this, it'll toggle between noise cancellation and transparency. I can also have it toggle between off if I want to, or I don't have to. And the right side, I can say, hey, if I hold it down, I just want you to access Siri. So you have these options. So essentially, if I hold this down, it toggles between them, as you guys saw. And if I do it to the right, see how Siri came up? And you can do the fit test to see which silicone is the right size, adaptive transparency, ear detection. You can also do spatial audio, which I've done on the other iPhone. But essentially what this does is it takes a picture of your ear and then it customizes it. And this is not actually specific to the second gen. You can also do this with the first generation AirPods Pros as well. And microphone, enable charging and stuff, and 5.9 network needs to be enabled for it to detect it. Now, is it worth getting the second generation if you have the first generation? And my answer would be probably not, but here would be the reasons to upgrade. Number one, it does sound better. Number two, active noise cancellation has improved. Number three, which in my mind is probably one of the best things, is the Find My AirPods case. And number four, you get this volume control that you could just swipe up and down, which is a nice improvement. Now, are any of these necessities? Is it a huge improvement? No, but it is better. So if I didn't have any of these and I was considering getting AirPods, I would definitely get the second generation. But if I have the first generation and it works really well, then is it really worth upgrading? Probably not. Let me know what you guys think in the comment sections below. And as always, smash that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.